let's practice Parsvottanasana. Parsvottanasana has a very similar setup to Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 pose. So let's begin at the top of the mat. Hands to the hips, step the right foot straight back as far as you can while still keeping the hips square toward the front of the mat. You can adjust by scooting the toes forward or bringing the foot back if you need a little more space for the hips. From here, straighten both knees and engage the kneecaps by lifting them energetically toward the thighs. Let's start with hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back and draw the elbows toward each other, moving your hands so that your thumbs move toward your sacrum or your backbone here. Inhale, lift the heart, maybe even gazing up toward the ceiling. Exhale, draw the tailbone down and draw your navel in toward your spine. So in this pose and in any forward folding pose, it's very important to keep the abdominals engaged in order to protect the back. So inhaling, we'll exhale, draw navel towards spine. You can even imagine drawing your hip points toward each other and inward to engage the deep core muscles. Inhale, grow through the top of your head long. Keep the feet engaged into the floor, lifting kneecaps, solid foundation in the legs. And then exhale, coming forward, just hinging from the hips. You may only go down a few degrees, and that's perfectly fine. So be honest with your body and your practice at where you are today. If you begin to roll the shoulders, the spine forward, then you've gone too far and need to come back up so that the spine can stay neutral in this pose. Inhale, scissoring the legs toward each other like you're trying to close the legs together to engage. And perhaps you can come down a little further. It's a strong pose to balance the hips and strengthen the core and the hip muscles. Again, avoiding rounding the spine. Keeping the left hip drawing back, right hip drawing forward, extending through the crown of the head, making your limbs as long as possible. Inhale, engage the belly, draw the navel in as you come up. And we'll exhale, step the feet together. Now I'll offer another orientation with the hands. You can either clasp the hands behind the body, or if your arms don't quite reach, you can use a strap. Just holding onto the strap. And do the opposite side. But when you practice on your own, you should balance both sides in the same way. So if you did the first side with hands on hips, you should do the second side as well, and then move on to trying something new with the arms. For this other arm variation, holding onto your strap, rolling the shoulders back and down, lifting the side chest tall. Step the opposite foot back. Square the hips forward. Lift the kneecaps, engage the legs, lift the arches of the feet. Inhale, reach through the crown of your head and lift. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. If your back begins to round, that's where you pause and work with breath. And just notice the difference holding the hands in this orientation too. Inhale, lengthen spine long. Exhale, keep the integrity of the hips, keeping the hips square as you fold forward. Once you find your expression of this pose, keep inhaling for a wide chest and exhale, drawing the navel back toward your spine. You can maybe begin to lift the arms. Just explore sensation in the shoulders without any pain here. Some of us might be practicing with interlaced fingers. Same thing applies, rolling shoulders back and then lifting the arms. Using breath to reinforce the stability in the abdominal muscles. And on an inhale, coming up. Exhale, release the hands to the hips. Inhale, step forward to meet the feet together in Tadasana. Parsvottanasana. Namaste.